Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Calora. I miss you all. I hope you're doing well. And I thought that I would try something new, which will be videos where I go through the lesson with you and do examples. And hopefully you'll find this helpful. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is for Thursday, March 26th. And we're going to be doing volume of triangular prisms. But first, I want to go over these two do now questions, which are review. Okay, so number one, the volume of a rectangular pool is 1,080 cubic meters. Its length, width, and depth are in the ratio of 10 to 4 to 1. Find the number of meters in each of the three dimensions of the pool. Okay, so we see volume of a rectangular pool. So I'm going to draw just a little picture. It's a three-dimensional rectangle or a rectangular prism, which is what was the previous lesson. So rectangular prism. Okay, so the volume is big B times the height. The big B represents the area of the base. Okay, so the base is just the length and the width of the rectangle. Okay, so let's fill everything in. Oh, and do you remember what we do when we see this in a ratio? We put x's in there, okay? So the length is 10x. The width is 4x. And the depth is 1x. Okay, so the volume is the base area, or the length, times the width, times the height. What's the volume? 1080. We're just going to plug into the formula. The length is 10x. The width is 4x. And the depth, or the height in this case, is 1x. Okay, so in order to find the dimensions, we have to first solve for x. So you can do that in NSolve. You would just put this whole thing in NSolve with comma x. So when you do that, you get x equals 3. And what I would recommend when you're doing these videos or when you're watching these videos is pause the video and put it, get your calculator, put it in NSolve and see if you get the same thing that I get, and then continue. You should really try these as well. Okay, you get x equals 3. So what are the dimensions? The length. If x is 3, the length is 10 times 3, or 30. The width is 4 times 3, or 12. And then the depth is just x, so 3. So those are the dimensions right there. That would be your final answer. Okay, number 2. Which three-dimensional figure will result when a rectangle 6 inches long and 5 inches wide is continuously rotated around the longer side? So the longer side is the 6-inch side. That's the side we're going to be rotating around. So let's make a picture. Okay, here's a rectangle, 6 inches long and 5 inches wide. And we're going to rotate it around the longer side. So it's going to be turning this way. So let's see what that would look like. Right? Remember from the previous lesson, when you take a figure and rotate it, a rectangle or a square, it turns into a cylinder. So let's look at our choices. We know it's going to be a cylinder. Choice 1 is a rectangular prism. Choice 2 is a rectangular prism. It's not going to be, because when it turns, it's a cylinder. Okay, so the difference here is the radius. Choice 3 says a radius of 5 and a height of 6, and choice 4 is a radius of 6 and a height of 5. So look at this cylinder here. What's the radius? The radius of the circle is from the center to the edge, and that is 5. And then the height of the cylinder is this length here, which is 6. Okay, so it's the radius is 5, so it would be choice 3. So these questions can be a little difficult. You just have to draw a picture and try to visualize it as best as you can rotating. Okay. All right, so today we're going to talk about triangular prisms. It's similar to a rectangular prism, but instead you have bases or triangles. So here's the base, 2 triangles, right? In this case, here's our 2 triangles. This is a house, which is an example. That would be a triangle, a tent. This is a triangle, and on this back side here, you have a triangle. This candy bar is a triangle on this side and a triangle on the other side. Okay, so that's what a triangular prism looks like. So if you recall, when we did area of a rectangular prism, when we did volume, the volume is the base times the height. But the big B is the area of the base. So when we do a rectangular prism, we have to first find the area of the triangle and then multiply that by the height. Okay, so let's practice a couple questions where we find the area of a triangle. Okay, so we're going to be finding the area of a couple of triangles before we find the volume of a triangular prism. You may recall that the area of a triangle is the base times the height divided by 2 of a triangle. Always remember that the height is always the perpendicular measurement. It's not going to be one of the slanted heights. So sometimes, like in this example, they label the slanted height, but you're not going to use that to find the area. It has to be that perpendicular. Just like if you were measuring your own height, you have to be standing perpendicular to the ground. It's the same thing. Okay, so we're going to find the area of each triangle. Using the formula, the area equals base times height divided by 2. So these are just regular triangles. They're not prisms. We haven't done a 3D one yet. We're going to do that on the next page. Okay, so what's the base? 15. Here's the base. Times the height, which is 10, divided by 2. So you can do that on your calculator. And you're going to get 75. And we'll do units squared for area. Okay, let's try the next one. Area equals base times the height divided by 2. The base is 12. The height is 4. Don't pick 9 for the height or 5. It has to be that perpendicular. So this area should be 24 units squared. And remember, once you get to this point, when you plug everything in, you can put this in NSOLVE. You can put this in NSOLVE. You would just have to do comma A at the end. And it's a fraction. Okay, so that's how to find the area of a triangle. We're going to use that to find the volume of a triangular prism. Okay, volume of a triangular prism. So like we said, the volume is just like for a rectangular prism. It's the base times the height, but it's the area of the base. Okay, so when we're finding the volume, this is a 3-dimensional figure. We need to find the area of the base, which is a triangle, and then we multiply that by the height. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, volume equals base times height. And again, this base is the area of the triangle. So it's base times height divided by 2 times the height. Okay, what's the base of the triangle? 4. What's the height of the triangle? 3.5 divided by 2 times the height. the height is 9. Okay? And I know it seems like you want to think of height as being vertical, but you can look at it like this. That's the height, it would be 9. Okay? Pause the video, solve that for V, put it in NSOLVE, and you should get 63 inches cubed because now we're doing volume. So it's 3 dimensions. Okay, let's try number 2. This is also a triangular prism because you have 2 bases that are triangles. Excuse me. In fact, I'm going to highlight the base. Okay, volume equals base times height. Big B means the area of the base, which is a triangle. So we're going to put the area of a triangle formula here. Okay, what's the base of the triangle? 3. And the height is 4. It could be the other way around, it doesn't matter. Divided by 2 times, what's the height? 12. Okay. Put this in NSOLVE, comma V. And you should get 72 feet cubed. All right, let's try number 3. Okay, this was a question on the regions. So the dimensions of a triangular prism are shown. What is the volume of the triangular prism? Okay, so I'm going to highlight the base. In a triangular prism, the base is a triangle. So we need to find the area of the triangle and then multiply it by the height to find the volume. So here's the height. All right, let's do it. The area of this base is the area of the triangle. Base times height divided by 2 times the height of the prism. Base of the triangle is 12. Height of the triangle is 8. Divide that by 2 times the height, which is 34. Okay, throw that in NSOLVE, comma V, and you should get 1632, and it's centimeters cubed, which is choice C. Okay, so just notice in this diagram, they also give you these measurements here, but you don't need those for this question because the base and the height of the triangle are in this section here. These are just measurements of the slanted height. We don't need the slanted height. We need the perpendicular height in the formula. Okay, so that's how we find the volume of a triangular prism. So now make sure that after you've watched this video that you go ahead and complete the Google form. And if you have any questions, email me or send me a message or comment on the Google Classroom page. Okay, thank you very much. And I will be posting another video on Tuesday. And have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you. Bye.